Let's get right into it. Number 10. Making beds. Every morning, a dog watches their human take perfectly good sleeping materials and start obsessively arranging them into flat surfaces. They pull and tug until everything is weirdly smooth and perfect. Then they put tiny pillows on top that aren't even for sleeping on. They're just there to look pretty. In nature, animals just plop down wherever they feel tired. Some might scratch around a bit or circle a few times, but that's about it. Even nest-building animals only do it once and use it until it falls apart. They don't rebuild their nests every single morning, just to mess them up again at night. But humans spend 3 minutes every morning making their beds perfect. That's 18 hours a year just arranging blankets that we're going to mess up in about 15 hours. Pets see all that smooth perfection and think, oh, thank goodness my human finally left me something to destroy. Then they jump right in the middle and start turning those crisp corners into their own personal nest. It's like they're saying, fixed it for you, now it actually looks like somewhere you can sleep. Number 9. Waiting in lines. Imagine you're a wolf watching humans at Starbucks. You see dozens of hungry people just standing there, staring at their phones. There's food right there behind the counter, but instead of fighting for it, they're just waiting. To any predator, this would look completely insane. In the animal kingdom, if there's food available, you take it before someone else does. You don't form an orderly line and scroll through Instagram while Karen orders her triple shot sugar-free vanilla oat milk latte with extra foam. We spend years of our lives just standing in lines. A squirrel watching us would be losing its mind. To them, this would be like seeing free nuts on the ground and deciding to wait 3 hours before grabbing them. Lions don't have a take a number system at the watering hole. Penguins don't form a queue at the fish buffet, and you'll never see a monkey waiting patiently for its turn at the banana tree. The craziest part is we get angry when someone cuts in line. They're just behaving like every other species on Earth. We've created this completely artificial rule about standing in a specific order, and we're ready to throw hands if someone violates this imaginary agreement. Number 8. Dancing. Imagine being an animal watching humans in a nightclub. You're just chilling in the vents. Maybe you're a raccoon looking for snacks, and suddenly you see dozens of humans violently jerking their bodies around in the dark. From an animal's perspective, this looks exactly like mass poisoning. In nature, if you see something moving like that, it's either having a seizure or it just ate some really bad berries. But humans do this for fun. We literally pay money to go into dark rooms and flail around like we're being electrocuted. We have specific patterns for this spasming, like the Macarena, where humans suddenly throw their arms out in specific directions like they're trying to warn others about predators, or the robot, where people pretend their joints don't work properly. Every other animal uses erratic movement as a warning sign. If a bird starts dancing around weirdly, other birds know to stay away from whatever it just ate. But if a human starts breakdancing, other humans gather around and cheer them on. Dancing actually releases happy chemicals in our brains. We've literally evolved to enjoy looking like we're having a medical emergency. Number 7. Celebrating birthdays. Imagine you're a dog watching your humans do their yearly ritual. Once a year, they gather in a circle around one specific human. Then they bring out this weird food tower with tiny fires on top. Your instincts are screaming, fire, bad, run, but the humans are singing. They're doing this weird chant that always has the same melody. Instead of putting out the fire with water like any sane creature would do, they make the chosen human blow on it. And everyone cheers when the fires go out. Like, congratulations, you didn't burn the house down. We're basically running a tiny fire cult where once a year we choose a person to be the fire extinguisher. Imagine being a cat watching humans voluntarily put tiny cones on their heads, the same cone shape they use to shame dogs at the vet, and we do this for fun. We're literally wearing voluntary shame cones while participating in a fire ritual. Number 6. Brushing teeth. Imagine being an animal watching humans through a window every morning and night. You see us grab this weird stick with bristles, put some paste on it, and start violently scrubbing our teeth. From their perspective, we're basically attacking ourselves with a tiny spiky weapon twice a day. In the animal world, getting something stuck in your teeth means you either lost a fight with a porcupine or you're having the worst day ever. And the foaming. To animals, foaming at the mouth is usually a sign that you're rabid or dying. But humans, we're just standing there, making eye contact with ourselves in the mirror, foam dripping down our chins, thinking about what to have for lunch. In the animal kingdom, spitting is either a defense mechanism or a sign of serious disrespect, but we're just casually spitting mint-flavored foam into a porcelain bowl multiple times a day, like it's totally normal. No wonder your cat looks at you like you've lost your mind every morning. We've basically created a society where not scrubbing your food crushers with a stick twice a day makes you feel like a failure. Number 5. Taking pictures. You're walking in the park, you see something interesting, and what do? You pull out this small black rectangle, point it at the thing, and make a weird clicking sound. Imagine being a wolf watching a group of humans suddenly bare their teeth while pointing black rectangles at each other. In the animal kingdom, showing teeth is usually a sign of aggression, but there we are, gathering in groups, baring our teeth, and then walking away perfectly happy. We'll see a beautiful sunset, and instead of running away from the giant ball of fire in the sky, we pull out our phones and start posing. We'll spot a dangerous predator at the zoo, and instead of showing proper fear, we're there taking selfies and saying, cheese. Then there's flash photography. We literally create mini lightning strikes in our hands, blind everything around us for a split second, and act like that's totally normal. Birds probably think we're trying to assert dominance with some weird light-based ritual. We'll take hundreds of pictures of our food before eating it. Imagine being a rabbit watching a human carefully arrange a salad, take 50 pictures of it from different angles, and only then start eating. That's like a lion setting up mood lighting before attacking a gazelle. Number 4. Driving cars. Imagine being a deer, just chilling in the forest, eating some leaves. Suddenly you see a human get swallowed by a giant metal beast, but instead of running away in terror, other humans are lining up to be eaten too. We willingly climb into the belly of a roaring monster that's louder than any predator they've ever heard. We even fight over who gets to be eaten first. You've seen those parking lot arguments. Two humans screaming at each other because they both want to be devoured by the same metal beast. To animals, we probably look like we're in some weird cult that worships these shiny monsters. We feed them special juice at dedicated feeding stations. We clean them and protect them from the rain. We even give them checkups at the mechanic, like it's some kind of metal veterinarian. These metal monsters we climb into move faster than any animal on Earth. We're basically strapping ourselves to a cheetah on steroids, and we do this while casually sipping coffee and complaining about traffic. Meanwhile, every squirrel watching us is probably thinking we've completely lost our minds. Look at these idiots, they're probably saying. They have perfectly good legs but choose to be eaten by the loud shiny thing instead. Number 3. Using alarm clocks. Imagine trying to explain alarm clocks to a cat. Yeah, so we invented this box that screams at us every morning. Why? Because otherwise we might sleep when our bodies want to. Every other creature on Earth wakes up when their body says it's time. But humans decided to wage war against our own biology. We literally engineered a device whose only purpose is to give us a mini heart attack every morning. Some people even set multiple alarms, like they're trying to recreate the experience of being pecked to death by angry woodpeckers. The craziest part is when the alarm goes off and jolts us awake, we invented a button that lets us say, hey, do that again in 9 minutes. Not 10 minutes, not 5 minutes, 9 minutes. Meanwhile, your dog is watching this whole routine thinking you could just wake up when you're not tired anymore. But nope, we'd rather start every day with a panic attack, because someone decided 9 a.m. meetings were a good idea. Number 2. Keeping pets. Imagine being an animal in the wild, just minding your own business, when suddenly a giant hairless ape decides you're adorable and takes you home. From their perspective, we're basically running an interspecies kidnapping operation. And it gets weirder. We pick up their poop, we follow them around with little plastic bags, collecting their waste like it's some kind of treasure. In the wild, animals are trying their best to hide their droppings to avoid predators. Meanwhile, we're chasing after them going, wait, you forgot your poop bag. We also dress them up in tiny clothes. Somewhere out there, there's probably a wolf looking at a chihuahua in a tutu thinking, what in the actual heck happened to Cousin Terry? But the craziest part is we talk to them like they're tiny, furry humans. We have full conversations with creatures that probably think we're having some kind of weird vocal seizure. Who's a good boy? You are. Yes, you are. Translated to animal language probably means, the giant hairless ape is having another episode. In the animal kingdom, there are probably support groups for pets. Hi, my name is Fluffy, and my humans think I'm their baby. The weirdest part is most pets actually seem to love it. They figured out that in exchange for a few belly rubs and acting cute, they get free food, shelter, and medical care. Maybe they're not the ones being domesticated. Maybe they've domesticated us. Number 1. Drinking coffee. Imagine being a squirrel watching humans through a Starbucks window. Every morning you see these bizarre bipedal creatures queue up to pay way too much money for hot bean water. They're voluntarily drinking something that tastes so bitter most animals would assume it's poison. And they're right, caffeine is technically a poison. Plants evolved it specifically to kill insects that try to eat their leaves. But humans are like, yes, give me that defensive toxin that makes my heart race. We're literally paying to poison ourselves just enough to feel anxious and jittery. From an animal's perspective, it's like watching someone repeatedly tase themselves awake every morning. When we don't get our daily dose of this bitter poison, we get headaches, become irritable, and can barely function. Try explaining that to a deer. Yeah, I deliberately got myself addicted to a plant toxin because it helps me sit in a cubicle for 8 hours. The weirdest part is we've created entire cultures around this ritual of voluntary poisoning. We have fancy machines that cost hundreds of dollars just to make this bitter drink slightly less bitter. We even judge each other based on how we prefer our morning poison. Meanwhile, every other mammal on Earth is watching us like we've lost our minds. They're probably thinking, these humans will literally poison themselves just to answer emails faster. They're not wrong. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.